The 2025 Major League Baseball season is off and running, and across all 30 Major League teams, storylines are emerging. Surprises, struggles, breakouts, and early warning signs. They're all there. And now that we're a month into the season, it's time to start connecting some of these dots and see what stories are being written about each and every team across Major League Baseball in this 2025 campaign. Welcome to the Early Observation Series here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast. Let's get into it. There is always the conversation throughout the course of Major League Baseball that it is a marathon, a grind, that it is not a sprint, how it can feel with some other sports, and how it can feel compared to the postseason. There's one player that has long been looked at as the greatest that we have ever seen, the best of this generation. And yet, over the last few years, we have not seen that player. We have not seen the greatness. And it is because of injuries. And this year, we were looking to see a healthy version of this player for the first time in a long time. That player is Mike Trout. And the simple fact is that if you look at just certain parts of Mike Trout's game right now, he looks like the MVP player of old. But it's only in one aspect. Mike Trout has the power numbers of an MVP, but not much else is looking like that kind of player. Let's dive into why.
Just a quick editorial note here. This video was originally recorded prior to Mike Trout going on the injured list with the bone bruise in his knee. So all of this was done prior to that. So we hope to see Mike Trout back very soon.
When you look at Mike Trout and what he's been able to accomplish in this game, there is nothing short of a legendary career. If Trout never played another game in Major League Baseball, there's no doubt in my mind he is a Hall of Famer. Right now, when you look at his 2025 stats, he has an absolutely MVP level 9 home runs, amongst the best and tops in all of Major League Baseball. But that's the only place where Trout is actually performing well. Yes, the Angels tried to move Mike Trout over to right field to eliminate some of the wear and tear on his body from playing center field, a much more grueling, physically demanding position. Right field, especially in Anaheim, you can kind of hide him a little bit. In most places, that's where you go to hide those players, i.e. Juan Soto playing right field for the Yankees in 2024. Turned him into a Gold Glove caliber outfielder, despite the actual notions of the truth when you watch Soto play. But when it comes to Trout, you knew that this was going to be a transition that could potentially help him, that could potentially revitalize him for the long-term grind that is the marathon of 162 games. There's no doubt Mike Trout was going to get his days off. The Angels were going to try to manage his workload to allow him to be able to play the majority of the season, maybe get to 135, 140 games. For Mike Trout so far, though, the production has not matched the intent. Again, Trout has 9 home runs for this season, and it is still early, and this is a player who has legendary capabilities, and this is a player that we have long since named as the greatest that we've ever seen, before Shohei Ohtani and Aaron Judge have come into the picture and taken over that mantle, in my opinion. But there's no doubt when you look at Mike Trout, this is going to be a player that we look back on with fondness when his career comes to an end. But looking at his numbers this year, Trout has a slash line of 173, 261, and 462 for a WRC plus, according to Fangraphs, of 95. Again, league average is 100. So for Trout to be 5 percentage points worse than a average league hitter, replacement level player, it's tough to look at. It's tough to watch. And when you watch Trout on a nightly basis, you don't necessarily see that, but that's what the numbers are indicating. Again, it's early. But the early notions and the early statistics are saying that Mike Trout is trying to do too much. Yes, the 9 home runs is a great stat. It's a great indicator of trying to do damage. But what isn't is his 30% strikeout rate. Again, as we mentioned throughout the course when it comes to this series, it is early. We can see these trends change for the better or for the worse. But a 30% strikeout rate at this point, if this continues, will be the highest strikeout rate Mike Trout has ever had for his career. What that indicates to me is that he's trying to do too much in his plate appearances. Yes, swinging for the fences when you connect, especially given his power profile, is going to go out of the ballpark. But you're also going to find yourself in a situation where you chase more to try to do damage, where this isn't the player that we've seen throughout the course of his historic run. Just running through some of Mike Trout's numbers across his full seasons in Major League Baseball when it comes to strikeout percentage, the highest percentage outside of the last few years where he's been hurt was 26%. And that was way back in 2014. So a 30% strikeout rate is absolutely a huge number for a player of this caliber. Someone that we knew had a good plate discipline and a good view of the strike zone and knew what his ability was. This to me is a player that is going out of his way to try to do damage to make up for the fact that he feels that he's not where he needs to be able to help his team win. You also pair that with the fact that Trout has the lowest walk percentage of his entire career at just over 10%. When you pair the highest strikeout rate with the lowest walk rate in his career, it is not going to facilitate good numbers. This is a great player, a historic, legendary level player, and we're not seeing that kind of performance. And for me, it's because Trout is trying to do too much to justify his known name for the Angels. The fact is that he is the centerpiece of this team. Has been since he became the best player known as Mike Trout. There's no doubt about it that when you look at this Angels team, it is built on Mike Trout. And what he does and the success that he has is how this team is going to go. But we've seen him be the absolute, no doubt about it, unanimous MVP, and yet the team has been unable to keep up around him. What the Angels are going to do long term is always going to be built on the success of Mike Trout. So what we're seeing now from Trout is not the best version of himself. For the Angels to do well and for Mike Trout to be at his best, they're going to have to take some of that pressure off of him. They're going to have some other players step up around him to ease the burden so that Trout doesn't feel like he has to do it all on his own. Making the move to right field, maybe in his head, is playing into feeling like he has to do more because he's now in a quote-unquote power position of right field, as opposed to what's long been considered a defensive first position in center field, where his numbers look even better as a center fielder than they do as a right fielder. But putting up astronomical power numbers in terms of home runs is not going to help you win ball games if you're not contributing altogether in the game. Mike Trout is without a doubt a Hall of Fame player. And to be able to see him play at his best is what's best for baseball as a whole. As a baseball fan, I want to see Mike Trout do extremely well. And not just in the home run department. For baseball, Mike Trout is a significant piece. And I know that he has the ability to get back to being the all-around player that we've seen him be before. Thus far, he has looked very good in right field. So being able to take that mentally out of the equation is a positive note. For Mike Trout, bringing down that strikeout percentage, bringing up his walk percentage, and passing the baton to his teammates, whether they come through or not, is going to be, in my opinion, what is best for one of the game's best. But I want to hear from you. Let me know, Angels fans, are you worried about the early struggles outside of the power department for Mike Trout? Do you think that this is just an early season blip on the radar? Is he going to get back to that MVP caliber form? Or is this the new version of all or nothing that we've seen from so many players in the past? Let me know that down in the comments. As always, if you are a baseball fan and we have not gotten to your team yet, let me know your early observations, as I love being able to chat it up with you in the comments and being able to put together these videos answering your questions. So as always, make sure you keep it locked in to this channel here on the Baseball Banter Broadcast by hitting the subscribe as well as the bell, as that's the best way to know each and every time we drop new content here. If you're looking for more content from us, you can find us via our Linktree link in the description below that has all the pertinent details to our audio platforms, our social platforms, as well as our merchandise store and our sponsor link. So Definitely appreciate when you click on that Linktree link and you follow through on those other platforms. As always, this is a passion project when it comes to this series, so I want to hear from you, baseball fans. Again, let me know your thoughts and theories and comments down in the comment section below, as it does truly help us continue to build this community with engagement, as well as hitting that subscribe button, because most of our viewers here are not subscribed. So definitely do us that favor. It's a free thing to do to help us know that you're enjoying what we're doing here. So thank you once again for tuning in, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Peace.